Maison Des Champs is the pro-life Spider-Man. Great to see you, Mason. Thank you for coming on site. Congratulations on surviving yet another. It's incredible. Well, tell us why you did this.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Tucker. I climb these buildings because I want to show people how to have faith over fear. Abortion is murder, and that's the truth.
Well, he was ready for that line. That's Maison Des Champs, and he's the so-called pro-life Spider-Man. Well, he is. Not so-called, he definitely is. That's his nickname, at least. And he's looking to prove and also advocate for pro-life policies and also to save many women from going down the road of abortion. So as you see this tall building in the side of that shot there, he climbs buildings. The latest that he's climbed is the 483-foot Chase Tower in Phoenix. The reason he's in Phoenix is because the Super Bowl is this coming weekend, and he has to get more attention for those, for the charities that apparently that he's working for. That's the crazy part about this whole thing. But he does manage to do these climbs. Let's watch more.
Abortion is murder, and that's the truth. Yet so many people my age are scared to speak the truth. They're scared to offend, they're scared to lose friends, but we can't be scared. Abortion is just like climbing a skyscraper. It's a matter of life or death, and we don't have time for fear. That's why this time around, I'm raising money for a woman named Hope. She's 22 weeks pregnant, and she is partially disabled, and I want to show her that she doesn't need to have an abortion, and she doesn't need to live in fear.
Did you raise money by doing this?
Yeah, I raise money every time, especially by coming on your show, Tucker.
Again, for the second time, why are you doing this? To come on your show and to raise money. I'll at least give him that. But it also, again, this isn't the first time he's done it. He's climbed skyscrapers in San Francisco, also in LA. Here's the details about the San Francisco move he did in May of 22 for similar reasons. Police arrested Des Champs in May of 22 after he climbed the 1,070-foot tall Salesforce Tower. That's in San Francisco, and he was charged with one count of trespassing and another count of resisting a police investigation. Both of those charges are misdemeanors. He also later climbed the 667-foot Ritz-Carlton. That's weak, 667, come on, man. And that was in November of last year, where he was also charged with trespassing. And he also climbed Oklahoma City's Devon Tower, which is 844 feet tall, in June of last year. He was charged with trespassing for that stunt as well, even though he keeps saying that these climbs are not illegal. As soon as he got to the top of the building in Arizona, there was police waiting for him. And they also wanted to point out how ridiculous it was that he was doing it because he's putting other people's lives in danger. I think you forgot about that part. Let's address the charity that he's talking about. It's called Let Them Live, and he's raising money for this woman named Hope. And I remember when I was talking about this before, he put the entire thing out there, wrote her story, said she has medical bills and issues like that. She has sometimes an inability to work. And then after all this, that was some of the reasons why she was looking to do it. Her partner isn't involved in it anymore in the relationship. So now she's looking for some kind of help. They're raising money for her to get through the pregnancy and the delivery. And after that, I don't know how much money is available next because she's still gonna have the problems with whatever disability she has and inability to work to the degree that she needs to. Right. Maybe more healthcare for the child, maybe some childcare once she needs to maybe do get to work. All these things weren't really answered in this whole thing, but AB, maybe you have some answers for us on how this can work.
Oh no, I don't have no answers for how it works because it sounds like a recipe for a disaster. So we want to control whether people reproduce or not. And we want, first of all, abortion is not murder, okay? Murder is the intentional killing of a human being with malice aforethought. That is a murder, okay? That is what murder is. That's the truth. An abortion is a medical procedure. Now, there are a lot of reasons why people choose to get abortions. And so I think that what we need to realize is that if we prevent people from getting abortions after they have the child, the same people who don't want you to get an abortion also don't want you to have access to healthcare, also don't want you to have access to federal benefits, right? They want to cut your EBT, they want to cut government funding programs. So this is not about protecting babies or protecting human beings or allowing people to live on faith. Control. This is about discrimination, quite frankly. And it's about getting people to stay in their place. And honestly, I think it's about keeping a low income and poor class of people, because these are the people who are primarily most affected by these type of decisions, because they don't have alternative options to help them in their process.
At all.
Yeah, it's one of many examples we see today of sort of absurdist performative stunts that really don't make much sense when you kind of just look at it. I don't really know. I mean, I want to ask everybody in the audience here, how many of you think climbing a skyscraper might be at all similar to having an abortion? And I'm a man, I don't even claim to have any knowledge of such, right? It gets to, I think, the much larger issue that almost every one of the stories we've been talking about today covers, which is these right-wing wedge issues are performative, they're absurdist, they play to that part of the brainstem where certain people who have a lot of fear, in some cases for good reasons, because they've been disenfranchised by the social contract this country was supposed to offer to everybody. You can play to their identitarian constructs and actually divide people accordingly. The really stunning thing here, as was just mentioned, is that this gentleman, pro-life Spiderman, said, "I'm doing this to raise money for this woman in question." I wonder if he would actually focus his efforts on helping women and their health, assisting women with employment, assisting women with living wages, assisting women with education, assisting women with their health. And all of these are forms of health. But actually, this is not about women. It's about using women as scapegoats and pawns to continue to push an agenda that plays to people's fear and pulls us apart at the seams.
And actually, there's another thing though. By the way, Mason, our Spider-Man here, I do think he fully believes he's doing something principled in this activism, that he's raising money. It's an amazing thing. More people are gonna see me and toss more dollars towards Hope's way. He really thinks this is helping. And it'll probably get her through the pregnancy if they've raised enough money. But there really is that thought, there's the lack of the thought process of now what? And then when someone else says, hey, how about we give people an opportunity for childcare, give people an opportunity for healthcare, and they go, they're draining our society and they're worthless, no good Americans. That's the approach afterwards. Why is there a cutoff point for the care of children and our fellow Americans? That's the question that Mason
And some of these mothers who are being targeted are essentially like children. I mean, they're teenagers. I mean, so do you care about our youth or not? And so again, this isn't even about focusing on this particular individual as much as talking about what is going on here and how it's playing to base emotions of fear and anxiety and division.
Speaking of fear and division and anxieties, that stuff. Your last thoughts here, AB?
I was saying it also plays into the cycle of people, right? Creating the cycle of young, poor women or young, poor mothers, right? And keeping them poor and keeping them dependent on outside resources and not allowing them to have control over their futures. I think it creates a nasty, dangerous cycle for people in general. And it's, again, I mean, the focus has been on this young man and his stunts, but I think that was the purpose. I don't think what he's doing has anything to do with supporting another young woman. I think the young woman was his hook to get an audience, and that's what he did. And he got to be on the Tucker Carlson show. So that's it.
The control is the fun part, but the other part of this is, as far as politicians go, that have convinced folks like Mason that he has to do these things, is to just continue to stick in office and wedge issue after wedge issue after wedge issue, and they're the moral ones.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.